everybody. Happy Wednesday. It's time for your Wise Tips for Wednesday. I'm your host, Damian Wise. And as always, I'd like to come up with a topic that was going to answer some questions for people. So this week, I had some new buyer come up, and they were interested in buying their first rental property. Now, it's great. It's a great way to invest. But there's a few things you probably want to know or at least consider before jumping into a property like that, whether it be a single family residence, a duplex, or an entire apartment complex. So here's a few tips that you want to consider. Number one, make sure that being a landlord is for you. First of all, you might have to unclog a toilet. You might get calls in the middle of the night saying that their furnace went out, okay? Can you handle that? Number two, do you have the bandwidth or the money to take care of that? Are you handy? Or are you going to have to pay somebody else to do that because that's going to cut into your profits? Your down payment. Now, most down payments for a regular home typically 5 to 10%. Now, for an investment property, you're going to look at something much higher. So probably closer to 20% down for your down payment. So you want to make sure you have that. And then the next topic or next point would be, even if you have that 20%, let's make sure you have, I like to recommend 6 months of funds in case your property is vacant or you have to replace a furnace or something like that. Big items can really put a damper on your profits, but also could affect your ability to pay your own mortgage if you're not too careful. So make sure we get that done. Another part of the lending piece is interest rates are typically a bit higher than for a residential home. So because it's your second home, they're going to charge you a little more, okay? Avoid a fixer-upper. This is your first rental. The fixer-uppers are going to suck you dry unless you have that. You got to remember you got the down payment, 20%. You're going to pay a higher interest. Unless you're very handy yourself or you have a contractor that'll work for dirt cheap, you may want to avoid something that needs major renovations, because if you're not doing the renovations yourself, typically you're going to spend more than you really wanted to. Okay? Determine your return. We'll do a little math. We'll help you do this. This is what we do. If you want to buy a home, you want to look for about, if you're an individual person, let me phrase this. If you're an individual person, you want to shoot for as close to 10% return on investment, okay, as you can. Otherwise, a lot of people that own multiple units or multiple houses, they're looking between 5 and 7 because typically they have a staff of some kind. So their returns going to be a little bit less, but they're doing more properties. So find the right location. Look for low property taxes, a decent school district, a neighborhood with a low crime rate that has a growing job market, kind of like Boulder County. We're really good here, and lots of amenities. Okay, that's important for when you want to have renters in there. Okay, and you're going to want to weigh your risks versus your rewards. Okay, every financial decision is about weighing the rewards, determining payoff against potential risk, and we want to make sure that it's right for you. Okay, and then the bottom line is keep your expectations realistic. Don't think that you're going to buy this place super cheap and then you're going to rent it for twice your payment. It's not necessarily true, but let's sit down. If you are interested in doing something like this, we would love to meet with you, evaluate your position, and see if it makes sense for you to own a property. Interest rates are low right now. However, like I said, you're going to pay a little more for an investment, but still, we've got some more inventory right now. It's not a bad time to look at that and diversify your portfolio. So I hope you enjoyed this. If you have questions, again, reach out to me, 720-442-0899, and look us up on the web, wiseteamcolorado.com. Have a wonderful week. We'll see you next time.